Today's video is about gathering engineering materials in combat. I am not a combat pilot. It's not what I'm best at, and it's not what I find the most fun. Despite that, I find this method way more enjoyable than high-grade farming or endless loops at Dav's Hope, and it doesn't hurt that it gives you a few credits on the side. This video will cover shipbuilding, location, and the method itself. This bit's pretty easy. Just use a combat ship. You've probably got one lying in your hangar, so feel free to use that. If you've got some free internal space, you might want to put in some small cargo racks and a collect Olympic controller. This will make the process easier later on. If you haven't got a combat ship and you'd like some help building one, these ships are all perfect for combat in the earlier parts of the game and have Coriolis builds linked below. Feel free to adjust these builds and use the lists on screen if you'd like some suggestions. Of course, engineering is not a requirement for a combat ship. Still, if you want to use engineering to take your ship to the next level, this list contains my recommendations to help you get started. Myself, I'll be taking out my chieftain, known as the Termite. I won't lie, this thing's engineered to death, and I wouldn't recommend it as a beginner build. Still, if you want to see what I'm using, I'll leave it as another Coriolis link below. The key here is to get into one-on-one combat with large ships. There are a few ways to do this, but by far the easiest is to go to resource extraction sites. The ships here aren't always large, but wanted anacondas, clippers, pythons and crates often spawn and can give you plenty of materials. You can get into one-on-one battles as well, since you can attack one pirate without the whole instance coming after you. It's best if you can go into a hazardous resource extraction site, but if your ship build and skill level only allow you to survive a lower level one, that's fine, you just won't get as many large ships. There are other places you could go for this, but in my experience the Humble Res site is best simply because of how easy it is to get to. Once you make it to your location, the next step is simple: do bounty hunting. Find a wanted, large ship and destroy it with whatever tactics you know. This can be a lot quicker and more fun with a friend, especially one with a stupidly well-built corvette. Once you've destroyed the ship, you'll notice that the wreckage contains your engineering materials. If you've got a collector limpet, I'd suggest you open your cargo scoop and deploy your limpets. If, like me, you don't have a collector limpet, you'll need to pick up the materials manually. Target 1, open your cargo scoop, then use the graphic on the bottom left of the HUD to line up the material with the hatch. You'll need to be going fairly slowly for the pickup to work properly. Myself, I have a load of engineering materials already, so I only pick up the ones that are of high grade or I don't have many of. You can check the grade and how much you have in stock from this screen in the UI. Once you've picked up all the materials you want, close your cargo scoop and find another target. Repeat this process until you're destroyed, run out of ammo, or just get bored. If you want some free credits, head to a station in the system to cash in your bounties. So, there you go. That's how you can get manufactured materials the fun way. Simple, right? But what if, down the line, you need a material that you haven't been able to collect? Well, to fix this issue, you'll need a manufactured material trader. Go to inara.cz and select Search Nearest. Input your current system, then in Station Services type in Material Trader. Find the nearest option in the list below that has Manufactured as its trader type. Go to this station, then in Contact select Material Trader. From here you can trade the materials you have too many of for the ones you need. This method might seem like an obvious one, but it's so underrated. It's barely any less efficient than the more grindy methods, and it's so much more fun. To me, there's no comparison about which one I'd rather do. Next week's video is going to be a bit of an experimental one. That's all I'll say for now. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Hold on to your space legs, and if you're using collectors, please remember your limpets. Until next time, it's goodbye from Commander Dituri.